It is the month of love still, so you know what, we're going to talk about rose fragrances, in particular rose fragrances for daytime as well as rose fragrances for the nighttime. Let's get on into it. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. These and we're here, yes, rose fragrances, because it is February. Lipstick of the day today, everyone. I am rocking out with MAC Cool Teddy lipstick from the new MAC Nudes collection. You all know, obsessed. That's why you keep seeing it. As always, everything I have on my face as well as all the fragrances I discussed today will be in the description box linked and or tagged, so you do not have to ask questions about it. Next up, we have fragrance of the day, and I wanted something that matches my sweater today, so I rocked out with Bond No. 9's New York Nights, an oldie but goodie. I've already reviewed this one on the channel. Definitely check out that dedicated review if you haven't already. But this one is still good to this day. Caramel C notes. It's really good. And that again is Bond No. 9's New York Nights. And now let's get into these rose fragrances. I'm going to start with the daytime rose fragrances, and then I'm going to go into the nighttime rose fragrances. Then at the end, I'm going to share with you all my all-time favorite rose prominent scent in my collection. So all right, let's get to it. First one up, you all. This one definitely is more of a daytime scent. It can go night, but I just have better options for night, and I prefer to wear this one in the daytime. We gotta go ahead and start out with the popular one, you all. And this is Parfums de Marly, Delina, the one that started it all, the OG. Yes, the original. I do own her sisters, but ain't nothing like the original because she walked so the others could run. So let's put some respect on her name. Parfums de Marly, Delina, you all. Rhubarb, lychee, bergamot. We also got, of course, rose in the middle. Vanilla. We got cashmere, musk, and vetiver in the base. The rose is in here, but it's made more sparkling and bright with the other notes, with the lychee and the bergamot and things. The dry down in it, that vetiver and musk lasts. This right here hugs some skin and hugs some fabric, but again, it's more of a bright and sparkling type of rose scent. That is why I put Delina as a daytime scent for me. This could absolutely be someone's signature scent. I know I used to wear this down when I first got it years ago, and it still has a place in my collection. And again, she's a happy rose, a bright rose. Most importantly, Delina is a daytime rose. Full dedicated review is already up on the channel. I also have a Delina buying guide for all three of the Delinas, so definitely check that out if you haven't already. But yeah, we started things off with Delina from Parfums de Marly. The second fragrance in the daytime category I want to talk about, I've been talking about this one all month because it's just that good and it's such a rose scent. This is rose, honey. Givenchy's Irresistible Rose Velvet. This one right here, this flanker is still my favorite. It is. And to be fair, the whole Irresistible line is solid, and I've said that before in other videos. But of course, this is the one I deemed full bottle worthy. So here we are. Irresistible Rose Velvet. We have black currant. We have rose in here. We got rose water. There's iris. There's also patchouli and woodsy notes in the base. Heavy on the rose water in this for the people that want a true like old school rose water scent. But of course there's the other notes in here too, but you cannot miss the rose that is in here. This is classic rose water to me. Now it is beefed up with the patchouli and the woodsy notes and things. The iris gives it a powdery effect, but my rose water people, but you want something that lasts longer than just rose water, this is the one for you. This one again is more of a feminine daytime scent, again more on the brighter side for that reason, because when I think of rose water I think of daytime for me. It's lighter wearing, that type of thing, but this one still packs a punch. This one lasts. It's not a weakling, please believe that. But Irresistible Rose Velvet, again, if you like rose water but you want to have some oomph, I think you will enjoy this one. So definitely check out Givenchy's Irresistible Rose Velvet. Now this next one I haven't talked about in a minute on the channel, but let me tell you something. Last spring especially, I was wearing this a lot. And I like the fact that this one is, again, a more daytime scent. And this one leaves a scent trail. It has a beautiful scent bubble. From the house of time in London, you all, we have Patiala. Yes, Patiala. Almost did Peregrina, but I said, no, we're talking daytime. I think a Peregrina is more of an evening one, because I've said it's a date night scent for me. But Patiala, daytime. 100% this is a daytime, because once I read the notes you'll see what I mean. We have geranium in here, we have orange, we have aldehydes in here too. Then in the middle we have the orange blossom and rose, y'all, and we have patchouli. Then in the base we have that moss, amber, and musk. This one right here, the rose is the focal point in the middle, but the aldehydes and the sweet orange blossom in here carry this one and gives it a beautiful scent trail. Wow, this one is pretty. This is one, I've said this before in other videos, wear this one when you know you're gonna be outside. Like you know you're gonna spend some time outside, say you might be eating on a patio, that type of thing, wear this one. This is so pretty because the sweet notes in it, the trail, y'all, The orange blossom with the rose gives it a sweetness. And the moss note, isn't it, gives a little extra zing of a personality that you don't get in other rose fragrances. So that's why I appreciate this one. It doesn't smell like everything else for sure. I will say, if you like, say, the type of DNA of a Baccarat that is not a Baccarat scent, you will enjoy Patiala. This one is a rose scent, aldehydes, orange, brightness, citruses. Yeah, yeah. This one is pretty, and that is Tamine's Patiala. We had to bring her back out because she deserves to be talked about more, and particularly as a daytime rose scent. So those were the daytime rose scents and everything. Now we're gonna switch gears and go to the nighttime rose fragrances because, you know, we're gonna take rose, you know, in a darker direction. Yeah, it's even more date night here. Let's get into it. So in the nighttime category, you all, we have the first one. This one you've seen me talk about a lot as of late because I've really been enjoying this one. And this is the supreme version of this type of DNA. And this is Xerjoff's Cambridge Club. Yes, Cambridge Club, y'all, phenomenal. Part of the JTC collection. You all, top note, we got rose, y'all. We got some more rose in the middle. We have coriander in the base. We have caramel and bourbon vanilla. Wow, this right here is a sweet, slightly more gourmand take on the rose, y'all. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. And I said this in a previous video, if you enjoyed like the Intense Cafe, the Roses Vanille DNA, but you wanted more refined, this is the refined version for sure, because that rose with the caramel and then the vanilla in it. Yes, that way this one, it doesn't go too floral, it doesn't go too gourmand. It's perfectly mixed in, blended together. So that's why I enjoy this one. Wow, and again, it's just that DNA perfected. But last, Cambridge Club from Xerjoff, excellent as a nighttime rose scent. Again, gourmand rose. Now this next one, she a little heavy. She a little heavy. And interesting enough, from this certain house, you wouldn't put heavy in this house together. But Jo Malone, you all, this one is a certified evening rose scent. And we have Jo Malone's Velvet Rose and Oud. This is the old packaging. They have since repackaged their fragrances, but alas, this is the scent. The notes haven't changed. You all, rose, agar wood, we have praline and clove in here. So that's how you know this is a cold scent, a nighttime scent type of rose, in my opinion. Cause the rose is so realistic. It smells fresh, like it smells like a fresh bouquet of roses, but then mixed in with the oud and the clove and thing. The praline gives it a slight sweetness, slight gourmand touch, but primarily rose and oud. Which, one thing about Jo Malone, their scents are extremely literal. What the name is what you get, and I actually appreciate that. So it removes the risk with their scents, in my opinion. And this right here hugs some skin. Again, you gotta like oud though. You gotta like oud, you gotta like clove because it gives it more of an incensey type of vibe. But most importantly, the rose is still the star of the show in this scent. So highly recommend this one as a evening rose because it's dark. And that again is Jo Malone's Velvet Rose and Oud, y'all. And the last one I'm gonna talk about in the evening category, this one, she's a star, one of the absolute best from this house, and could actually be the best depending on who you ask. But I will say, this one is definitely up there for me. From the house of MFK, Mason Francis Kirk John, you all, we have MFK's Oud Satin Mood. EDP, this right here, Rose and Oud. Rose and Oud, one of the best to ever do it. I know it's a DNA we have done. I even just talked about a Rose and Oud scent, but this one is my favorite version of the Rose and Oud DNA because there's other things in here too. It's not just straight up linear with this situation. So you'll see what I mean. We got rose in here, we got violets, we got strawberries in here, we also have Turkish rose, some oud, y'all, we have vanilla, benzoin, cedar, and also there's even some sweet notes in here too. But what I get, there's a satiny feel to this. It's like smooth, but the violets I absolutely smell. The rose is in here, but the rose and then the oud. Now the oud is dominant, but the rose is what keeps everything together. Because this was just straight on oud, it would be way too masculine. This right here is a feminine scent because of the floral rose in this scent, in my opinion. Slight sweetness in the dry down too, but this one leaves a scent trail, and I just prefer this one when it's darker and or colder depending on how you feel. But this one leaves a trail. Oh, this one leaves a trail. And this is one, anything you spray it on, you're gonna have to wash in order to get it off because it hugs some fabric. This one is a classic. I've had it for years. This is why it's one of my absolute favorite recommendations as a rose scent for the evening time. And as you all know, I picked up the extra version recently, so we'll talk more about that one at a later date. But again, I've had the OG for years, so that's why This one gets to shine in this one, y'all. And that again is MFK's Oud Set and Mood, the EDP version. Now I've gone from day to night, but of course I told you all I would round out this video with showing you all my all-time favorite rose scent that I own. And in fact, now that I look at my collection, I have had this one the longest out of them all. So that really tells you something. My all-time favorite rose fragrance, and technically to me, this one will be classified as an evening rose because that's when I wear it. This one right here from the House of Frederick Malle, and this is Portrait of a Lady. This scent, either you love it or you hate it. This one, it's an icon. It's an icon for a reason, and I actually like the fact that it's polarizing because it's an icon you do not smell everywhere. But when you do smell it, it's like, wow. This one, like I said, it's been out for a minute, been out for years at this point, so it's not talked about as much, but for me, it is a masterpiece to me. This was the scent that made me go, I love a niche rose scent. This was the one that really took me all the way there. So you all, we have notes of rose up top. We also have blackcurrant raspberry clove in here too, y'all. We have patchouli, sandalwood, and frankincense in here. So this is a rose scent, but it is an incensey rose. A little slightly earthy too. This one is more so on the unisex side. I've heard some people say it's more masculine to them. I think it's straight down the middle unisex because of the fact that the rose is still the diva here. She is still the diva. Yes, you smell other notes, but wow, it's potent. They have a ton of roses in here. I forgot how many roses they say they crush up to make in a bottle, but this is a spicier rose. This isn't play nice rose. This isn't pink rose. This dark rose here. And that's why I like it, because I remember when I first smelled this one, it moved me. And again, it just further explains why I'm here in the fragrance community, why I have more niche fragrances in my collection now than I did years ago when I first smelled this one. This one is a masterpiece to me, and that is why it is my all-time favorite rose fragrance, you all. And that is, again, Frederick Malle's Portrait of a Lady. So all right, everyone, that wraps up this edition of Rose Fragrances. You know, we had to talk about rose here. It's February, Valentine's month, you know. We're just having fun with it here. Let me know what you think. Also, what is your favorite rose scent? Drop it in the comment section below. Also, what do you classify as a daytime rose or a nighttime rose? Or do you hate rose altogether? Because guess what? That is okay. Fragrance is subjective. But until next time, I will catch y'all in the next video. Bye, y'all.